it sort of begs this question of like, if we're inherently broken, what's the point? It's something that I've struggled with. Like, if I'm inherently going to keep sinning and making mistakes, then what's the point of even trying to follow Jesus? And something that a book that my girlfriend is reading, which is talking about like pursuing holiness and like pursuing becoming like Jesus, notes that it's not about being perfect, but it's recognizing that Jesus is the gap in between you and perfection. And like, I think that goes back to what you were talking about, which is it's less so about being perfect in a discipline of like waking up at 3 a.m. every day, like Mark Wahlberg. Like, I am certain that there are days that he doesn't wake up at 3 a.m. Does that mean that he's any less of a person committed to his discipline? No. Are there times when I fall short in sin? Yes, we all do. But does that make me any less worthy of who Jesus is? No. Does that make me any less of a Christian? And so like, I think that's something that I think is important for anyone who's considering going to discipline, is like what you said, David, is like, you're not going to be perfect probably ever at what you're trying to be disciplined for. But let that be a grace for yourself to recognize that that's part of the process. Like, am I ever going to be a perfect Christian? But am I always going to be desiring to be the best that I can in the eyes of Jesus? But that doesn't necessarily change the fact that, like Anthony said, I'm a bodybuilder. Like, I'm a Christian. This is the life I'm pursuing living. As a bodybuilder, your life is pursuing like perfection in that sense, but it's also like the part of the process is recognizing that you are unique and you have a body that you are working with, and the joy is the journey. I think the best part of the show is not necessarily the show itself, but reflecting on the journey that Anthony had to make to get to that space. The discipline necessary to even show up, like David said. And it's like, yes, like it was so amazing to see you on stage, but I'm like, man, I have interacted with you so many times across the past like year and a half preparing for this. And I'm like, wow, like so amazing that I could be here and support you in the product of your discipline.